G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because I think finally for the first time ever that the Wallabies is considered a big underdog against Argentina in a game of rugby. And, this is something that I could not imagine not that long ago, like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. And, if you were to tell me that one day Argentina is going to be an underdog against the Australian soccer team, I would call you crazy, but here it is for rugby in the world of union. And yeah, I dread to watch this game this weekend. It is a pretty big hole the Wallabies are in right now. And Argentina is, despite changing the new coach, getting, Felipe Contempomi to take over from Michael Cheika, they have taken another step forward and successfully taken another step forward at beating the All Blacks in Wellington a few weeks ago, and that's something that I don't have confidence in the Wallabies doing in the current state of the team. So yeah, I am stressing out for this game this weekend. Hopefully Wallabies don't get flogged like they did a couple years ago in that second test. And yeah, fingers crossed for a much better performance by the Wallabies. But the good news is, oh, by the way, this is my website. You can go check it out. All the player stats on this website. Every week this will be updated for, you can click on each player and check out the stats as well. All the stats are pulled off from All Rugby, so it might be a couple weeks behind in terms of the test caps, so it might not be 100% accurate, but hey, this is pretty much the best you can get on the internet anyway. And yeah, and also this website will not have spoilers, so if you wanted to, if you're watching a replay and you want to see who's playing on the field, you can always come back to this website and there won't be any spoilers that, that's going to ruin your day. You can just always look at it and check out who's in, who's out, and what the player stats are. So take a look at that if you want. The links will be in the description. But yeah, with that being said, a little promotion out of the side. The game this weekend, few changes for both teams. Wallabies has called in another captain. Harry Wilson has been named the 90th test captain for the Wallabies. And yeah, it's good to see that. Arthur Wilson has always been someone that, had the potential to be a Wallabies captain, and it's good to see that he's finally going to get a shot at that position. There's also some changes in the backline. Hamish Stewart has been called into the injured Hunter Paisami, and yeah, it's going to be a tough game for the Wallabies, especially not able to get any more consistency. I'm actually a big fan of Hamish Stewart coming in at number 12 position. And I just think that he plays 13 in the Reds. So I just think that he's got that size that the Wallabies kind of needed a bit more in that back line. I mean, especially when they played against the Springboks, you can literally see, you look like a bunch of kids out there playing against men for the Wallabies. Just the size is just not there. And having Hamish Stewart there adds a little bit of that beef that we are looking for the Wallabies. And for the Argentinian now, probably the biggest change is that prop. Eldorado Bello has left the squad due to Sordoni has left the squad due to personal reasons, so that there was a bit of a shuffle with the bench. Joe Scalvi has been moved to the starting position, the tight head side, and Eldorado Bello has been put into the substitute for the Argentinians. There's a bit of a shuffling around overall in the squad. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And yeah, like I said, history, Australia had been pretty dominant over Argentina, and recently, it's just been, not that great. 2 draws in Australia, and there was 2 back-to-back wins for Argentina. And, last year with Eddie Jones, really should not have lost that in Sydney. And that was quite embarrassing, to be honest. And this week, away in Argentina, this is going to be an even bigger task. So if Joe Schmidt and I think that the team that playing this week is a much better team than Argentinian side that played the Wallabies last year, to be really frank with you. And yeah, this is going to be a tough order for Joe Schmidt, and I can only hope that he's done a lot of work behind the scenes the last couple of weeks and pulled this together. There's also a bit of a, an issue with the weather on the weekend as well. It's going to be at La Plata, and it will be in Buenos Aires province. It will be raining on the weekend on Saturday, so this could play into both teams. I don't think either team played that well in the rain, especially the Wallabies in the second round. So Wallabies were struggling a lot in the rain against the Springboks, whereas Argentina and the All Blacks also played in the rain on the same day. They did lose to the All Blacks, but the Argentinians did not struggle nearly as much with the wet conditions. So this could actually favor Argentina a little bit as well. The little bit of rain out there on the field. The referee will be James Stolman. This will be a little bit of an advantage for the Wallabies because a lot of the players play with it, play with him on the field in Super Rugby. So they will be used to the sort of stuff that he's looking for in those, especially in those clinical areas like the breakdown. And and also with the law changes with the 20-minute red cards, and then some of the changes interpretations, line out not straight and all that is definitely going to benefit the Wallaby a little bit as well with James Dolman on the field. But Dolman has had some pretty shocking calls in the past. He has much better now recently, has improved a lot from a few years ago. But hey, there still could be, one or two shockers, and that could change the game this weekend. It's always a risk with James Dolman. Now let's have a look at the lineup now. And so the coming in the front rows now for Argentina, Thomas Gaggio, someone who's incredibly good at ball carrying, but his weakness is the scrummaging with 10 out of Tupou time. I'm looking forward for some dominance for the Wallabies in this game, especially in the wet conditions. With that scrum dominance backing up, if you have any drop balls, can clean that up for you. It's a really, really big advantage. So yeah, Tanela Tupou is back, and that is massive, massive for the Wallabies. And also Angus Bell will be coming out at number 1 position for the Wallabies on that loose hair side. Julian Montoya, the captain, coming in at number 2. And Joe Scalvi, like we said, moving up from the bench in the number 3 jersey. I think that the scrummaging will be an area the Wallabies should try to exploit because both of their props are better, especially Tupou against Gaggio. That's going to be a very, very big battle to look for. And I hope that Tupou gets the upper hand and split Gaggio in the middle of the scrum from his hooker. So coming in the locks now, Franco Molina has been moved up from the bench to the number 4 jersey. Pedro Rubiolo comes in at number 5 for Argentina. Nick Frost gets number 4 jersey for the Wallabies. Lukam Salaka-Loto gets at number 5 for the Wallabies. Salaka-Loto has been pretty good recently for the Wallabies. Nick Frost has always been consistent, so this is a pretty decent combination for the Wallabies in that regards. Coming in at the loose forwards now, Pablo Materas will be at number 6 in the blindside flanker position. And Marcus Crema has moved from lock to number 7. So Argentina, I'm pretty sure 7 is a blindside flanker there. So, sorry, yeah. Pablo Materas is actually the open side with number 6. Crema is the blindside and the third line-out option for Argentina. And number 8, Juan Martin Gonzalez, finishing off the full 4-pack. For the Wallabies now, Rob Vanatini comes in number 6. And he will be the blindside flanker. Carlos Tazano retains the number 7 jersey. The loose cannon, the loose screw guy, what they call it. And number 8, Harry Wilson, will be bringing in a bit more size to the pack in that number 8 spot. And physicality at the breakdown will be a big key area for the Wallabies. So we've got Nick, Lucum, and Harry Wilson bringing out a little bit of beef in those tight areas that we are looking for. In the back line now, Gonzalo Bertrano comes in number 9 for Argentina. Jake Gordon retains a 9 jersey for the Wallabies. Santiago Carreras has been really in great form so far this season. He has dramatically improved. Again, he's someone who's been improving again and again and again every season. He was put a 10 jersey a number of years ago due to injuries to Sanchez, and then he's just kind of like really transitioned from the fullback position to 10, and he's just been getting better and better and better, especially under Michael Cheika. He really drastically improved, and he's still improving so far under Felipe Contepomia as well. So really impressive, especially that kicking game. Adds a lot of threat off the boot from him as well. Nola Theo, someone I thought, just lacked a bit of physicality, lacked a bit of initiative. I'm actually surprised that he's selected ahead of Liner. And Donaldson didn't perform, unfortunately, for the Wallabies so far, despite his great season in Super Rugby. So Nola Theo gets the 10 nod once again. I just don't think his defense is good enough. I just lack a bit of physicality, and he looked a little bit lost. Only good thing about Noah is his goal kicking. Really good goal kicker. But have to work on that a little bit. And anyway, coming in number 11 now, Matheus Carreras. He was one of the guys that instrumental in beating the All Blacks in Wellington. Number 11, Marika Cornbetti for the Wallabies, returning from overseas. This will be his second appearance. And really looking forward for him to bring a bit more physicality than he did last game against the Springboks. Coming number 2, Santiago Chocobares for the Argentina. Lucio Senti, both centers were exceptionally good against the All Blacks, especially Chocobares. Had a lot of experience in France in the with Toulouse, playing with Anton Dupont. So yeah, it'll be he might be the difference in the back line in terms of breaking up those those tight areas for the Argentinians. Hemish Stewart coming number 12 and Len Ikitau number 13. These two guys has not played together before. And Hamish Stewart, he, like I said, he does bring the size that we kind of look for the backline. A little bit bigger than Hunter Paisami, but yeah, you will have to see. He definitely do not have the playmaker ability from Hunter Paisami, but then again, Hunter Paisami didn't really show much playmaking against the Springboks. So yeah, I mean, probably, yeah, we'll have to see how this is going to go for them. And really, his key role is to try to create some space and create some opportunities for Len Ikitau, who has been a little bit underused, in my opinion, against the Springboks. Coming number 14, Santiago Cordero for Argentina. I think he's just added into the squad at number 14, and Andrew Callaway coming in number 14, retains number 14 jersey. Number 15, Juan Cruz Malia, once again for Argentina, extremely good under the high ball, a pretty good boot as well. So someone that's bit of a, yeah, someone that's been really, really good for Argentina, number 15 jersey. Tom Wright comes in for the Wallabies, number 15. Against the Springboks, he really, again, looked really lost. The entire Wallaby backline looked kind of lost. And I was expecting a bit more of a counterattack from him against the Springboks. It just did not really show. Obviously, the Springboks has one of the best pressure defense in the world. Maybe that's something that, you know, limited his opportunities there. But, you know, hopefully that he'll do a bit more of that this week against the Argentinians. Now the finishers, the big men coming off the bench, try to finish the game. Augustine Creevy, the one that, you know, delivered the death blow to the All Blacks at Wellington, will be coming off the bench at 39 years of age. What a brutal, brutal monster he will be. And number 17, Meiko Vivas for Argentina, added into the squad. Eduardo Bello gets caught in as well at number 18. Number 16 for the Wallabies, Josh Naser, much younger performer than Augustine Creevy. Isaac Kailea coming up at 17. And finally, Alan Alatoa gets the number 18 jersey, will be coming off the bench for the Wallabies. And in the final two forward reserves, Guido Petty for the Argentina for a lock. Thomas Lavanini, another lock on the bench, number 22. For the Wallabies, Jeremy Williams at number 19, and Langi Gleeson, number 20, had Wallabies that opted for 2 loose forwards, whereas the Argentinians has opted for 2 locks. By the looks of it, pretty sure Petty is a lock. Yeah, lock. So yeah, that is interesting. There will be more size and a bit more of a methodical, slower style from the Argentinians. In the second half, maybe they're expecting like a stale, drawn out war of attrition in the second half. But yeah, Santiago Godona will be coming in at number 21. I think he's also a lock. Wait, what? Oh, he's a back row. So Argentina has opted for 6 forwards on the bench, with Gondana as an additional, I guess, loose forward on the bench. Wallabies sticking to their traditional 5-3. Tate McDermott coming number 21 as a halfback. Number 22, Bertrano Baza-Velez will be the halfback for Argentina. Ben Donaldson on the bench ahead of Liner. And finally, at number 23, Thomas Albernos. I thought he was a little bit shaky against the All Blacks coming off the bench, but he did pull through. Will be once again filling in off the bench for the Argentina. And Max Jorgensen gets the nod once again against this weekend on their number 23 jersey for the Wallabies. Only 20 years of age, young. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. I think this will be a very difficult game for the Wallabies. The rain is not going to play in the favor of the Wallabies. The extra forward on the bench shows that Argentina wants to play a much tighter and physical game in the rain. And yeah, that is the weakness of the Wallabies, just not physical enough. And when you get beaten physically, your game plan tends to fall out of the window. And yeah, and injuries, yeah, we'll have to see. But hopefully, you know, the good thing about the Wallabies, if I was to be a little bit positive, is that they were on a pretty big low against the Springboks. So this only way for them to go is kind of up. So we'll be expecting a better performance for them this weekend. But I do think Argentina will win this one. And yeah, 27 points to 20 for Argentina this weekend in Buenos Aires. Yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my website. And have a good one. I'll see you guys this weekend for the reviews. Cheers.